Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Now that is weird.
Good morning and welcome to today's vlog. Day 8 of Vlogtober. I don't know how you guys feel about this. The fact that I move and the camera follows me. I have a feeling, I've not read the comments because that vlog's not out yet, where I first used this sort of motion track on this camera, but I have a feeling that it's going to make, from watching back the edit this morning, I have a feeling that it's going to make a few of you feel motion sickness. Anything that can go wrong with tech, with me, it's just going wrong. Sound, cameras, different techniques of filming, it's all a bit up in the air at the moment. Hopefully it's all right. Welcome back to another vlog. If you are not subscribed, then subscribe. Like, comment, share. This morning has been quite chaotic, so to speak. I've had an early morning meeting, which went really, really well. As meetings should do, hopefully. I had some guys turn up to the house to check my pumps. That's not a euphemism. We've got pumps in this house that suck out any sort of like surface water that drains down. If you've got a basement and you've got the water's got to go, water can't sit at the bottom of the basement, so it's got to be like pumped out of the building, out of the land. I don't know. So I had the pump guys come around to check our pumps and like service them, and they opened this hatch, which I did not know was there, which was pretty cool to see. But it turns out there's some issues with it that needs sorting out. Not major issues, but there's some little things that I've got to get fixed on that, which should be fun. Check this out. There's an actual tunnel underneath my house. I mean, it's meant to be there. It gets rid of the water, basement water. That is nuts. So that's kind of already got the day in a bit of a spin. Now there's two options for today's vlog. First of all, I spent all of my Monday inside. I didn't even I went outside once just to get the car cleaned, as you saw, and get lunch. Other than that, I was inside all day. So it was giving me like flashbacks of like lockdown. I'm determined to get out of the house today and go exploring. And there's a place in particular that I've been to before, but never vlogged, I don't think, which I find really, really interesting. So I might go over there and take you guys with me and take you on a walk. It sounds like you're a dog. I'm going to take you for a walk, which has a really interesting history to it. Kind of like, I think borderline quite like creepy. So I feel like it's justified as Halloween content. For those of you that are interested in skincare, which I don't know how many of you will be, but I've been sticking to my skincare routine very, very well. And I've got to admit, I have noticed vast improvements. I'm an acne sufferer. I still have acne now. I used to have it a lot worse back in the day. I still have it now. I still have flare-ups and breakouts and all this kind of stuff. I can't remember a time where I didn't have a single spot on my face. There's always something growing on my face. And I did a video a long time ago talking about all that, which I can link down below if you want to go and watch it. It's from a long, long time ago, and so things have updated. Times are changing for the better, but I do feel like it's something that guys in general tend to overlook a lot of the time. I know I did when I was younger, and not really think about washing my face and all that kind of stuff. Then having acne myself, I found that guys that would talk about their own acne stories and things like that on the internet helped me with mine and helped me go and look after my skin more and stuff like that. So if there's anyone watching, girls or guys, that want to know more about my skincare routine or what I do to look after my skin, and bear in mind, I'm not saying that my skin is flawless by any means. There's probably so many people out there that can give you better advice than I can. But if you want to join my skin journey, then I can do more updates on it and what I use and things like that. Right, I've made it to my location. I'm in a very, very small village called Brightling. It's a beautiful little village, but it has something that I find really interesting. And I feel like it's kind of like a little bit fitting for Vlogtober / getting us into the Halloween-y, sort of slightly unusual, spooky, creepy vibe. Before I do go into that, I got myself a little meal deal. And for those that are actually interested in what I have for my meal deal, I got it's a smoked ham and mustard mayo, but with hand-cooked salt, sea and cracked black pepper crisps in the sandwich. give it a bit of texture. Drink of choice, peach and raspberry, no sugar. Because I'm trying to be healthy. There's an art to getting your crisps and slotting them into the sandwich, so it makes it tastier. I came here a year ago to stay in like a cabin. I think a few of you will probably remember that vlog. I did like a kind of like I tried to be all artsy and do this vlog where I camped overnight in this cabin. I think it was called Unplugged. Ironically, getting a plug in this vlog. But yeah, I stayed with Unplugged in one of their cabins, and the whole concept of Unplugged is that you leave your phone in a box and you completely digital detox, and it's really good for your brain, all that kind of stuff. And I loved it. I really, really loved it. But I did find this place super interesting. So next to where I was staying, next to my cabin, there was this big stone like archway, or what was known as a folly, full of firewood. And I've got this thing where I've got a real like interest in follies. I don't know what it is about follies, but it just really, really interests me as to why they're there. It feels really weird seeing like a stone structure in the middle of nature. There's something about it that just sort of like gets me going in a weird way. And then so I went for a walk because there wasn't much else to do really. Walk and just sort of do anything that wasn't being on your phone. So I went for this walk, and I discovered another one and another one. And I just thought, this is really odd. There's all these sort of like unusual buildings in the middle of this little village. Weird shapes and just like really interesting. So I spoke to like a local farmer because I couldn't Google it. Didn't have my phone with me. What was going on? Like why these things were here. And one thing in particular that I was very, very confused by, which I'll show you first actually. And the farmer was like, there was this guy who used to live here. He was an ex-politician or a politician that moved to this area. Quite wealthy. He was a bit of a... there's a pheasant on this wall. Oh, he's gone. Damn it. Oh, there he is. We see ya. That is my favourite bird, I think. I absolutely love pheasants. I don't know how many other countries have pheasants, but I feel like it's a very, very British... Oh, it's two! Please come down this way. I've got crumbs. Come on. Anyway, the farmer was telling me that there was this guy called Jack Fuller, who I think was a politician or ex-politician that moved to this village and paid to have these follies built around. One of the follies, or it's not even really a folly, it's more of like a mausoleum or a tomb that he had built for himself 20 years, I believe, before he passed away, to bury himself in. He's obviously a wealthy bloke that's had these different follies built around this village, and you can do a trail around this village called the Mad Jack Fuller. His nickname was Mad Jack Fuller, and you can do the Mad Jack Fuller Folly Trail, which is what I thought I'd do today, because there's something about this place and especially like the tomb that he's buried in is kind of like a bit creepy. So I thought I would take you along. We'll get the wellies on. There's actually a guide to the trail you can do from your phone. It tells you exactly where to go to see it all. I think last time, because I didn't have my phone on me, I had a map and a compass. I was just going around and just found them by chance. So this time around, we'll get round there, we'll have a look at them, and we'll see what it's like. I feel like a right little roving reporter with my little mic set up and my little camera. I've gone for the little wireless mic because I just know that it's going to be too loud. The wind is quite windy today. So the first stop is the church. If I remember correctly, it's around here somewhere. I've got to say, it is such a beautiful little village. And then it's in here, right here. And look, you can see it. Oh my God. That is nuts. Okay, look. This is so odd. Oh, I love this stuff. I absolutely love this kind of stuff. You've got this, it's almost the size of the church. So this is the first stop on our Folly walk. And this is the main reason why I want to come here and show you this, because this thing just creeps me out a little bit. You ready? So you've got this little cemetery, and then out of nowhere, bam. So this is obviously a pyramid mausoleum, tomb, that this Mad Jack Fuller guy built for himself 20 years before he passed away. He had this built in this tiny little church, tiny little cemetery here.
look, it's almost bigger than the church itself. Tiny little church and cemetery. And then look at the size of that. He is still in there now, but I think they said he's now buried underneath. The rumour is that he's still inside there, sat at a table in like a suit, top hat on, the full shebang. He's got his favourite meal on the table, big copper table with like a glass of his favourite port and also a meal, a Sunday dinner or something. That was his favourite food. I think it's been debunked now, and I think someone's been in there since it got sealed up. Got a long way back and they confirmed that he's not sat at a table. It's all just like stories and folklore and stuff. In actual fact, he's buried underneath the pyramid. I've just never seen anything like it. I've never seen something like that in a little cemetery here in rural Sussex. I mean, look at it. It's just so odd. And there's the church. And across here is where he had his tomb. And as you can see, I'm still trying to get used to this, this camera. Oh, where am I? Hello. Okay, so that is Mad Jack Fuller's tomb. That is where he's buried. But now we're going to go for a walk and follow this trail and see the other things that he built in this little village. I'll be honest, that's probably the most bizarre one, but the others all have like little stories behind them as well, which is quite interesting. So we now leave the cemetery and head to the next one. So here's the trail itself, look, the Folly trail. So we're here at the pyramid. So next one I think we go to is the tower.
When you look in, it's domed. It's got a brick dome inside.
Right.
And then it's just an empty space, and there's a stone let into the floor.
Right.
And it's just got the last verse of Gray's elegy, "The paths of glory lead but to the grave." So it's quite a.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It said that that he wanted to build it, and the vicar said, "Well, you can build it if you move," because the pub used to be here.
Right.
And people used to get drunk before going to the service, so he said, "You've got to move." So he moved the pub down the road.
Right.
And then he built all this. I imagine it just tumbled down to the street.
All this, yeah.
And then he built these steps. So
Yeah.
He kind of, it was all part of a package.
Nice to meet you. That was a nice chap. He was just telling me that this building here on my left used to be a pub. Part of the deal of Jack getting his mausoleum built, which you can see behind me, look at the size of it, it's massive, was that he must move the pub further down the road, because apparently everyone kept getting drunk before going to service, which is quite interesting. So they told him to move the pub, and then he's allowed to build his giant pyramid in the cemetery. The weather's taken a bit of a turn. Great. This looks a bit sinister. This is screaming, keep out, isn't it? The rain has stopped, I think. And I've managed to get through that sinister looking gate. I think it's been one of those days where it just keeps raining, then sun, then rain, then sun. Great. I don't mind it. Nice little shower. This is so random. Don't quite know what this is, but it is so random. Two ginormous plant pots and like an archway. What? I'd love to say that's the strangest thing I've seen here, but it definitely isn't. So we've walked all the way along these fields, down here, climbed over here to our next folly. In this woodland here, we've got a very good den over here on the right, but right in front of us, as you go through the clearing of the trees, we see the tower. Oh, I mean, this is something straight out of Lord of the Rings, isn't it? Or Game of Thrones. It's massive, and annoyingly, it's still boarded up. But I've seen videos where people can go through there and climb up the inside and go all the way to the top and have views of all over the South Downs. You can see France, I think, from there, probably. It's a shame, damn it. So he had this also built just randomly here in this woodland. Just because he could, I guess. How much that would cost nowadays to make? Cost an absolute fortune. Just random, in the middle of a wood. you've got this giant tower. Try and get back here so I can give you a proper good perspective whilst the sun's out as well. Look at it. I did a weird laugh. That's how excited I am. So that is the tower they had made. Next up on the Folly list, hopefully you guys can still hear me whilst I'm doing this. From the tower, head south down the hill to the road, turn right onto the road and walk along for 50 metres to Oxlidge Farm. Okay, we're heading to the farm. Follow me. Look, out the clearing. I don't know if you can see it behind me. No, see, this is hidden. You would never know that's there unless you walked into this little woodland here. I mean, you can see it from really far away, I expect, the top of it, but it's so hidden. You'd never know. Love that kind of stuff. If I won the Euro Millions and I had loads of land, I feel like I'd do the same thing. I want to build like loads of like really curious, random buildings just to, I don't know, just to create myths and things, do you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm talking about, but I like it. I think that's my second favourite so far after the pyramid. I think the pyramid will be quite hard to beat, to be honest. Okay, next up, we're going down Oxlidge Farm. I believe it's down this way, although this feels like I shouldn't be walking down here. Yeah, there's an arrow going that way, look. Public bridle way. Okay, off we go. I've honestly seen about 40 pheasants since those first two on that wall. Oh my God, there's like 4 more over here. Don't know if you can see them, look, running away from me. I'm not gonna hurt you. I promise. Pheasants galore. I feel like since moving to this area, where I grew up in Wiltshire, I see pheasants like every single day. Admittedly, most of them flattened on the road because pheasants aren't the cleverest when it comes to cars. Out here, where I live now, I feel like I hardly ever see pheasants where I live. But out this way, there's loads of them. Now, according to the trail guide, on my left should be a series of lakes that were built by Capability Brown. Now, if you don't know who Capability Brown is, he was kind of like the Monty Don of his day, I guess. Maybe, is that a good comparison? Probably not, I don't know. But he was like the guy when it came to landscape gardening, like landscaping in general. He built a lot of big gardens and landscapes. He was like the main man when it came to landscaping. Very, very famous landscaper. And he landscaped, I believe, this farm. So these lakes here behind me, which you cannot see right now, but I would like to go and have a look at because I wonder if you could fish there. I don't know what is public right of way and what isn't, so I'm not gonna start walking down there if there's no footpath, and I can't really see a footpath going down that way, so I'll avoid that for now. But if I give you a little zoomy, there you go, there's one of his lakes. Apparently there's a series of lakes down here that he did. And then over here on the right, there should be, and it is, look, an old cricket ground. Unused cricket ground. I think it's unused anyway. I've never seen anyone, obviously I've never seen anyone using it, but I wonder if it is still used or not. I don't know. More lakes down there. Oh my God, those lakes look absolutely beautiful. If I had my drone, I would 100% send it up in the air right now. And you can't see from here, but it looks like that is where the pheasant party is going down. Pheasants, ducks, mainly pheasants, having an absolute field day. Speaking of fields, look at that beautiful corn maize field behind it. That's the thing with Capability Brown. I feel like his landscapes were so well thought out. Wherever you look, it's like almost like it could be a painting. Also, I appreciate that this is a very, very different style of vlog to you're probably expecting today. But let me know if you enjoy it, these walks. I love getting out and going for walks, especially if there's like points of interest on the walks that I can share with you, especially for people that don't live in the UK. I feel like if you're from America or Australia or places that don't have this kind of stuff, hopefully you enjoy these. So it looks like next up we're heading to the Sugarloaf, which apparently also has some interesting lore behind it as to why that's there. But I do think actually before we get there, there's another point of interest on the way which also has quite an interesting story. that it should, I mean, it should be just here. If you go through these old farm buildings, the smell of all that straw reminds me so much of my days of being a roof thatcher and making long straw in a barn all day with the rats. Now, on my right, you should be able to see it. I'm hoping there's a gap in the hedge. You can see it through the hedge, but I don't think you'll be able to see this, what I can see. And it's like a temple in the middle of a field. Hang on, how can I get you to see it? Damn it. There's got to be a way. Oh, I don't know if you can see that through the trees, but there's a temple there, just in the middle of a field, like a massive open field, and a random little like temple-like building on the inside. Oh, there it is. How can I get the shot? I think that shot might have actually looked a bit too artsy. But what I'll do is, I don't know if I can actually get into that field. I think that field is actually private. The cabin that I was staying in last year was actually at the far end of that field where that was in. So I used to go right up to it and have a look in. You can't go inside, obviously. Now it says here, according to the guide, from here you can get a good view of the temple, where it is said Mad Jack Fuller used to host raucous dinner parties and frequent it with ladies of ill repute. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I've got a vague idea as to what that means. Okay, we actually got a good view of it here. Now, we are crossing here, and I believe we're heading down through the woods to go and see the next folly. If I remember correctly, walking down here last time, this did scare me a little bit walking down here because I had no phone, I didn't know where I was, and I felt very, very, very alone. Whoa. Oh, slippery, slippery, slippery. Ah, this was it. I know exactly where I am now. It was walking along here that used to scare me because I heard noises from the thick of the woods all the time of like big animals moving about. We're quite fortunate here in the UK that we don't get bears or things like that. It's actually a good old workout considering I'm going to do a big old run at the end of this week. I feel like this is like a good gentle exercise on the old quads. But when you haven't got a phone as well, and you know you haven't got a phone, being here can be a little bit scary. Like you imagine now something just big, like a big cat or a bear or something, came running out onto this pathway and sees you. Where are you going? Do you know what I mean? But we are on the hunt for our next folly, which is the Sugarloaf. Now, the Sugarloaf, I'm going to get my handy guide out just to make sure I am correct in what I'm saying. The Sugarloaf. The saying goes that Fuller, while in London, made a wager claiming he could see the spire of St Giles Church, Dallington, from his estate. On his return, he found this to be untrue. So to win the wager, he had the Sugarloaf erected overnight. So basically, he was with a friend or a colleague or whatever, and he said, I bet you I can see this church spire from my house. And he said, no, you can't. They had a bet. It's probably, I've read somewhere that it's a very, very drunken bet. Probably on his wild parties that he's been having. No, he got back to his house and was like, yeah, shit, he's right. I can't see it. So he paid for people in the night to build this tower, what is now known as a Sugarloaf. So he just so he'd win a bet. But I think how much that would have cost. It must have been a very, very big bet, because if you tried to have something like that built nowadays, overnight, God, it would cost a lot of money. Don't quite know if it's worth it. Maybe it's just for pride. I don't know. Let's go and try and find it. I think last time I was here, I couldn't actually see it. So I've not actually seen this one. I was too scared. I just wanted to get out of these woods last time I was here. Oh God, we've got a fork in the road. Do we go left or right? This is probably where I went wrong last time. Left or right? This would be why I didn't see it, because last time I took the right in the road, not the left. We're going down the left-hand side this time, because I didn't have my guide with me last time. My handy phone guide. We'll head down this way and see if we can see it. Definitely just heard something. Walk faster, Joe. Walk faster. It's when you get to like this bit here where you really do feel alone, which sometimes I like, but on this occasion, quite glad that I'm talking to you lot to keep me company. Oh God, this track goes on for miles. Look how far it is. Hello? I can hear something. I can hear something, but I can't make out what it is. And I can't walk any faster either. Leave me alone. I'm just a tourist. I'm just trying to find the Sugarloaf. Yep, it's definitely this way. Oh, hell no. That has got zombie apocalypse written all over it. Aha, the Sugarloaf. Christmas farm? Oh, what do I do? They're both so tempting. Tell you what, the Sugarloaf better be worth it. Oh my God, right. I'm gonna have to zoom because I just want to show you how far I've walked. In not much time, to be honest. Walk slash run. I don't know if you can see that right on the hill there. Mystery editor, if you can, place a little arrow pointing to that temple on the middle of the hill. Look. You can see the temple from here where he used to throw his raucous parties with the ladies of the night. No, was it? Ladies of ill repute. Or I think same thing by the sound of it. That is where we've come from. That's good going, that. I think it should be just round this corner. Oh wow. Oh wow. Now that is weird. No, this is not a Microsoft screensaver. This is the Sugarloaf. What a weird looking building. It's like something from June or something. Or the Smurfs. I hope some of you watching this are as intrigued by this kind of stuff as I am. I just find like odd buildings. I know I keep banging on about it, but I find odd buildings in the middle of nowhere just so weird and like interesting. Wow, the Sugarloaf. So old Mad Jack Fuller got some guys out to build this in. They built that. How did they build that in one night? I'm sorry, I'm calling rubbish on that one. There is no way, not a chance, that you could build that in one night. With the clouds moving around, it's like something out of like a Midsummer or like one of those like A24 horror movies, Hereditary or something. But I believe we can actually have a look inside or have a look at it. Ooh. That's the inside of it. Can we actually go in? Oh, I don't know about this. And we're inside the Sugarloaf. Nah. There's a bird's nest up there. Smart place to nest if you're a bird. The acoustics in here is so odd. Oh. Hello. Boom, 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 boom. Do, do, do. I mean, I've got to do it, haven't I? Oh. 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 See, I want to know now if he actually won the bet and got his money. Because I'm telling you, nowadays, if you want that built in a day, you're probably looking at hundreds of thousands. Please let me know in the comments below, any like people that work in building or anything like that. If I wanted that built in one night, how much do you reckon? So I just got chatting to two ladies that are on a dog walk, and they told me that they did a census for this place back in like 1800 something or whatever. And it turns out that Sugarloaf used to actually be a house, as in people used to actually live in there. And apparently it was obviously mum, dad, and I think she said 4 or 5 kids, all fitting inside that thing, living in it. I mean, it would look quite cool. Imagine that being turned into an Airbnb in a few years' time, and people living in there for one of those like, oh my God, categories on Airbnb. I tell you what, the Sugarloaf, it was well worth seeing. But now I'm heading back down this way. It does say to carry on that way on the guide if you want to do a pit stop and go and stop by a pub, but I haven't got time for that, so I'm going to head back the way I came. And I think there's one or two more things to see, and then we're done. The next thing on the list being the observatory, which is something that he had built, which I think is just, it is what it says on the tin. It's just an observatory, so it's actually used for something, or was used for something, it had a purpose. Whereas I think the actual definition of a folly is a structure that has no purpose. And the last stop on the list is an obelisk. You see them in like Egypt and stuff, and I've always been really curious about them as to what they are and where they come from and why we have them, because they date back into history so far back. But this one's called the Needle. So I think we'll head back via the Needle and the observatory if we can see it, and then call it a day. Another point of interest is that actually this wall, there was a time where unemployment was rife in the area. So apparently Fuller had this wall commissioned to get people working again in the area, I think. And also I've just heard a gunshot go off, but I'm in a weird way hoping that it's a pheasant hunter and not anything more sinister. I was going to actually go up and see the Needle and everything else, but I've decided, whoa, what is that? Something big moving through the trees. Oh, it's a deer. It's a deer. See, this is when I need the new iPhone, or something that's quicker than what I'm using now. This is great for like the walkie-talkie videos, but I just saw about 25 deer running through that woodland. And by the time I got my iPhone out to try and film it, because I just couldn't twitch this round in time and zoom in, they'd all ran past. And now none of you are going to believe me either. Yeah, all right, Joe, of course. 25 deer, yeah, all right. I promise you I saw 25 deer. But as I was saying, I'm going to call it there, because to go and see the Needle and the observatory, you've got to walk down a road that goes up a hill, because the Needle, or obelisk itself, is on the second highest mound in the whole of Sussex. Ah, there's the observatory there. There you are, look. That's the observatory that was built. And the obelisk, I'm guessing, is just past it slightly, but I just thought there's no point, because also there's no actual access to them. So you can see them from afar, but you can't actually go right up to them and see them, unlike the other Follies. So I thought I'd give that a miss. So I'm going to follow this road now, which should lead me all the way back to my car, and then it's home time. Right, there we go. That was Brightling and the Mad Jack Fuller Trail, just on that pyramid in the cemetery, because that's meant to be the last point on the walk. It says here, the pyramid in which Fuller commissioned 24 years before his death. It was said Fuller was interred sitting at an iron table, a full meal before him, and a bottle of claret, dressed for dinner and wearing a top hat. Take a peek into the church, where you'll gain an understanding that the church was high on Fuller's list of responsibilities as the squire of Brightling. So there you go. That's the rumour. It has been debunked since, I guess, but I kind of like that stuff. Old tales that get sort of passed down and stuff. I love all that kind of thing. Myths, legends. So if you're in the area and you want to do the trail, then it's quite nice. Good exercise and quite interesting. Now I'm going to finish my crisps and go home. Now this is looking cosy. Got all the candles lit. We've even got a bit of Gremlins on TV. Which, are we counting that as a Halloween film or a Christmas film? I think it's more Christmas than Halloween, but I guess it's still technically kind of a horror. Diane's on her way home, and I think she's really close as well, which is perfect because I've just ordered some Pan-Asian takeaway. Vietnamese, I think it is. And I think I've timed it perfectly because I think she's just about to come through the door or just about to park up and arrive now. So this could be perfect timing. Oh,
That's so good.
Dinner's here.
This is the coziest we've ever had the house.
Do you think?
Yeah.
It's the double D.
It's all the like the candles, the
It's-
fire.
It's the double D. Dinner
What makes me so excited?
and Diane. What?
It makes me so excited to have my mum and dad and all my family here
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Do you know what? That's exactly what I thought. Let me put this down. As soon as I lit all the candles and lit the fire and stuff, it just made me feel like Christmas is on its way.
Yeah.
It's going to be like proper cozy vibes in this lounge,
So
I feel
excited.
like. With all your family here, unwrapping presents and just all that kind of stuff with the fire going. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, it makes me so excited.
How's the food?
It's lovely.
Is it hot enough?
I mean, it's not hot, but it's fine for me.
Damn it. No. Oh! Oh no! Do they always? No.
Have a little whiff.
No, I'm alright, thanks.
Go on.
No, I'm alright, thanks. I feel like the grandparents from China Chocolate Factory.
What? When they're sick in bed?
Yeah.
Are they sick in bed?
And the people watching at home are the other two grandparents. Hello. Do you want to go to the chocolate factory? Oh,
Chocolate
Charlie
factory.
comes back with. Oh, it's gonna leak, isn't it?
This is going to leak, but also, just a little heads up. Do you think these are f***ing shit or what?
I don't know. You guys recognise these from the video that we did for 1,000 vlogs. I bought in bulk, so we've got loads left,
So many.
and we're trying to get through them. They just fall apart.
That's the thing. That's why you got to do this. Look. This is good. This is good. This is good.
They're really not great.
This is good. This is good.
What's that? Upside down.
Fudge.
That's right. You need to lay your head flat.
All right, head
Do you want me
flat.
to? Do you want me to?
You, well,
Do you
yeah.
do it?
Oh,
You got to slap it on.
oh, cold.
You got to
Oh,
really.
I really don't like it.
Oh, it does. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
I think they're past their sell by date.
oh, it's so cold.
I can't even get mine out of the packet. Look at this. I can't even.
No,
Look.
it's so
Look.
Look.
How's that even a face?
Yeah, look.
I know it smells.
Does anyone here? So I'm really into a show right now.
What show? Let me guess.
I'm absolutely in love with it. And
90210 it's called.
90210.
No, Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. This is pathetic. Look at it.
It's,
Look.
yeah, it's so bad.
It's just falling apart.
Mine fell apart as well.
Fell apart.
Fell apart.
Mine smells like fart.
Does it?
Yeah.
You've still got a big chunk on you.
Yes, you're right. I do.
No,
I was saving that.
What I wanted
If you hadn't told me that, I would have fallen asleep with that on my face and woke up thinking that I've had a growth on my face or something.
I just would like to just spend a few minutes talking about Gossip Girl.
Ah, okay.
I
Go.
love Gossip Girl. I very rarely get into TV shows, right? Don't I, Joe? There's a few.
no, you do.
I can count them
You
on my
do.
hand. I can count them on the hand.
No, I think you.
Money Heist.
Yeah, we
got
didn't
into
finish.
that.
We didn't finish it though.
Didn't finish it. There was another zombie one we got into, but we didn't finish it.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Got into that.
We did a
right?
little bit, didn't we?
We did. That was that lockdown.
I don't think that
Both
counts.
of those were lockdown, so it doesn't really count.
Okay.
Non-lockdown ones.
I want ones that you've
Colin
actually
from
finished.
Accounts.
Okay. Yeah.
One Day.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, the one with that girl who was like looking after that little boy.
the girl that's looking after the little
It's on
boy.
Netflix, and she was like a young mum, like really young mum. Remember? Not in the basement, but like she was
Is
like
this a movie or is it a TV
no, it's
series?
a series, and she was going out cleaning houses, or like looking after houses or something. It was on Netflix. It's like a young teenage mum who had like a little son.
Not Made, but that's a movie.
Was made.
I think that's what you're talking about.
No, it was in episodes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't know that one.
Emily in Paris.
No, I never got into that.
Really?
Never got into that.
Why'd I go so high then?
Yeah, it went really high.
Really?
But also Gossip Girl.
That's 3.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's got to be...
No.
Yeah, there's probably more. But Gossip Girl, oh my word, I just love it. And there's so many series of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've watched it all before, but I'm watching it all again. And actually, sometimes I've watched the same episode twice, just in a row.
Just for the
because I
fun.
forget which one I've watched, and I'm like, I still love it.
We are also currently doing Prison Break.
Well, you are. When
Yeah.
I fall asleep with that one.
I feel like we're going through an era at the moment where we're all kind of watching. Because I spoke to somebody else today, and he's also watching Prison Break at the same time.
Really?
And I think we're all collectively as a nation going back through old
To the
series that we used to like.
archives. Yeah.
Like Lost. Remember Lost? We got into that for a little bit.
We did. That one wasn't my favourite though, I've got to
No.
admit.
I really wish you watched From. I want you to watch From, which is by the makers of Lost, but I think it's really, really good.
Right.
And doesn't get the recognition that it deserves.
Right.
And also, I really want you to watch The Last of Us. It's a zombie one.
I'm sure No, isn't The Last of Us the one we did watch?
No,
Oh.
that was Walking Dead.
Oh.
But Last of Us, in particular, episode 2 or episode 3,
Yeah.
with the two guys,
Yeah.
that I think is one of the best episodes of a TV show that I've watched in a long time.
Really?
I think so. I think over the last 5 years, that's probably my favourite episode of a show that I've ever watched.
And
Made
did
me
I
cry.
mention Colin from Accounts?
Yes, you did mention Colin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did I already?
Yeah.
It's my favourite.
We've mentioned-
That is my ultimate favourite.
We've mentioned that a few times
So funny.
in these vlogs. I think
If-
we're really
We
promoting
should,
it.
yeah, we should. I wish to be on it.
I knew you were going to say that.
I would love to.
I
If
would love
anyone-
that.
if any
I think you'd be
producer-
great on that.
Any producer from Colin of Accounts is watching, or if anyone knows the producer of Colin from Accounts, please dial my number.
I feel like you'd work either in the brewery.
Yeah,
I feel like you'd be a new employee in
I'd
the
be
brewery.
a new employee in the brewery. I'd love that.
If you could be in one television series from past or present,
Yeah,
right? What would you pick and why?
if I could be in one.
You could be in any series, an acting role in any series that's been and gone.
Oh,
Okay.
Barbie movie.
No, series. What would you go for?
Okay, I'd be Gossip Girl, and I'd be Serena van der Woodsen.
For what?
Serena van der Woodsen.
Okay.
Or Blair Waldorf. Or... Oh, I love Vanessa in it as well. Or Little K, Little J.
Little K or Little J?
Little J, her name is Little Jenny.
I've been eyeing up that water for the last 2 days since you've been gone. Did you know?
Why have we not drank it?
Because I thought you were saving it for a special occasion.
No.
You know, Evian spelt backwards is naive.
No way.
Take that from what you will.
Oh, I love that.
Take that for what is it? What's the phrase? Take from that what you will.
Do you know what young spelt backwards is?
Gnoi.
Exactly.
It's actually
Gnoi.
gnoi. And with that, we're going to say good night. Thanks for watching the vlog, guys. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. And enjoyed
What'd you
the
do
walk.
today?
Oh, let me tell you, you're going to have to watch. I went on a little solo adventure.
Did ya?
I drove hours away.
Shut up.
I'm not even kidding. To this little village to go explore and did the Mad Jack Fuller Folly Trail.
What?
Yeah, it was not. I've seen some crazy things today.
Have ya?
Yeah. If you enjoyed that and you want to see more, I don't know where I go next or what I do next, but if you did enjoy that vlog, then do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I know there's a lot of we've had over 2,000 people subscribe to the channel in the
Wow.
last few days, which is incredible. So thank you if you've just joined the channel. Welcome. There's a lot of you that watch that aren't subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, then please do hit the subscribe button and the little bell and all that kind of stuff. And I will see you again tomorrow with another vlog. Tomorrow I've got a guest arriving. Just good night from me.
Good night from me.
Take care.
Arrivederci.
Goodbye.